Have you ever wondered why some people, even with a lot of money, still seem powerless? They have the cars, the houses, the luxurious lifestyle. Yet, when it really matters, they can't influence anyone or change anything. They look rich, but in the game of life, they're just players, never the ones setting the rules. Then there are others who don't look rich at all. They might dress simply, live quietly, and avoid showing off. But somehow, when they make a phone call, things happen. Doors open for them. People listen when they speak. They can move entire situations with just a few words. They hold power that isn't visible at first glance. What's the difference? Niccolò Machiavelli, the great political thinker of the Renaissance, would tell you something most people never understand. Money is not power. Money is a tool. In the wrong hands, it's just decoration, something to show off without any real use. In the right hands, money becomes an invisible force that bends the world in your favor. Today, we will explore Machiavelli's 21 laws of building power through money. These aren't just tips about how to get rich. They're principles for turning money into influence, for transforming wealth from something you spend into something that builds an empire around you. The truth is, the way you think about money matters more than the amount you have. If you understand these laws, you won't just live comfortably. You will quietly control the game that others are blindly playing. In the first few laws, we'll uncover the real relationship between money and power, and why most people fail to use money the way it's meant to be used. We'll begin with Law 1. Money reveals power, it doesn't create it. Because before you can use money to build an empire, you must first understand how it exposes the truth about who you really are. Most people believe that once they make money, they'll automatically become powerful. They think wealth will give them confidence, influence, and respect. But in reality, money only shows the world what's already inside you. If you're insecure before you have money, you'll still be insecure when you have it. Maybe even more so. If you're wise and disciplined without money, you'll become even stronger when you gain it. Think about celebrities who suddenly get rich and famous. Many end up broke, in scandals, or surrounded by fake friends. Why? Because the money didn't make them powerful. It only amplified their weaknesses. On the other hand, people who are already strong in character and strategy use money to multiply what they already have: their vision, influence, and control. So before you focus on growing your bank account, focus on strengthening yourself. Money is like sunlight. It makes whatever you plant grow faster, whether it's flowers or weeds. Law 2. Keep people guessing. If everyone knows exactly how much money you have, you give them the power to target you. People will try to take advantage of you, manipulate you, or compete with you. Machiavelli understood the value of mystery. When people aren't sure how wealthy you are, they can't easily predict your moves. They don't know whether to underestimate you or fear you, and that uncertainty works in your favor. This doesn't mean you have to hide in the shadows completely. It means you should avoid giving away your full financial picture. Keep some things private, let them guess. It makes you harder to attack and easier to surprise. Law 3. Own what you rely on. If your income comes from a source you don't control, a boss, a client, a company, or even a government program, you're vulnerable. All it takes is one decision from someone else, and your income can vanish overnight. True financial security comes from ownership. That could mean owning a business, a skill no one can take from you, or assets that produce income whether you work or not. If you rely on something you don't control, you're not truly free. Machiavelli would say, never put your fate in someone else's hands if you can place it in your own. Law 4. Money tests loyalty. If you want to know who your real friends are, give them access to money, either through a gift, a loan, or an opportunity. Watch how they behave. Some people will grow more loyal and grateful when they receive your help. They'll respect the trust you've shown them. Others will suddenly act entitled, start taking you for granted, or even betray you. Money has a strange way of making people reveal their true character. It can bring out the best in some and the worst in others. That's why Machiavelli saw it as a loyalty test. Don't be afraid to use it. Sometimes you need to see someone's true colors before you decide how much space they deserve in your life. Law 5. Control access, not just possession. Owning money is one thing, controlling who gets it is another. And this is where the real influence lives. Think about it. If you have resources that others need, and you control when, how, and to whom they are given, you naturally hold power over them. They might not even realize it, but their actions will start to shape themselves around staying in your good graces. This is why wealthy families, powerful businesses, and influential leaders don't just focus on accumulating money. They focus on controlling the flow of it. That way, people depend on them. And dependency is one of the strongest forms of control. Law 6. Build the game they play in. Most people are chasing after rewards. A bigger salary, a promotion, a bonus, or a better deal. But the people with true power aren't chasing the rewards. They're building the system that hands them out. If you own the system, you decide the rules. If you create the game, you don't have to compete, because everyone else is playing your game. This is why business owners often have more influence than employees, even if they make the same amount of money. They set the conditions, they control the pace, and they can choose who wins and who loses. Machiavelli would tell you, stop playing the game everyone else is playing. Start building the one everyone else has to play in. Law 7. Comfort can be a chain. Most people believe that giving others comfort, a better salary, nicer working conditions, or a lifestyle upgrade, will make them happy and loyal forever. But Machiavelli knew something different. Comfort can actually make people more obedient. When someone gets used to a certain level of comfort, they start to fear losing it. That fear can shape their decisions more than loyalty ever could. They begin to think twice before crossing you, not because they love you, but because they don't want to lose what you've given them. This is why powerful people sometimes give just enough to make others feel secure, but never so much that they forget where it came from. A little bit of insecurity keeps people in line far better than constant generosity. So, when you provide comfort, remember, it's not just a gift, it's also a leash, one that people will hold on to themselves without you even pulling. Law 8. Quiet wealth is stronger. We live in a world where many people think wealth means showing off. Expensive cars, flashy watches, designer clothes. But here's the truth. Loud wealth attracts attention, and not all attention is good. When people can see everything you have, you also show them where to attack. Envious competitors, opportunists, or even so-called friends might try to undermine you. Quiet wealth, on the other hand, grows in peace. When no one really knows what you have, they can't plot against it. Machiavelli would tell you, the truly powerful don't need to announce their power. They let people wonder. And in that uncertainty lies safety and influence. Think of it like a deep ocean. You can't see what's under the surface, so you approach carefully. That's how you want others to see you, as someone they can't fully measure, and therefore, someone they respect or fear without knowing exactly why. Law 9. Don't attach your identity to money. One of the most dangerous traps people fall into is letting money define who they are. They start believing, I am successful because I have money. And when that happens, they become slaves to it, even if they think they're in control. If your sense of self, your confidence, and your happiness all depend on your bank account, you'll live in constant fear of losing it. And that fear will make you weak, cautious, and easy to manipulate. True freedom is being able to walk away from a deal, a job, or even a source of income without losing your sense of self-worth. When you're not desperate to protect every dollar, you make better decisions. You can say no to things that don't serve you. And, ironically, that's when people respect you more, because they can see you're not controlled by greed or fear. Machiavelli would say, if you can't walk away from it, it owns you. Law 10. Whoever controls the flow, controls the story. Owning money is powerful, yes, but deciding where it goes is far more powerful. Imagine you run a river that flows through a village. Even if you don't own every drop of water, you decide how much each person gets and when. Pretty soon, people adjust their behavior to stay in your good graces, not because they love you, but because they know you control what they need. This is how wealthy families, political leaders, and powerful investors maintain influence. They don't just keep their wealth for themselves, they position themselves as the ones who decide how resources are distributed. And here's the hidden benefit. When you control the flow, you also control the story people tell about you. You can decide whether you're seen as generous, selective, or even mysterious. And stories shape reputations, often more than reality does. Machiavelli's lesson is simple. You don't have to own everything to be in charge. You just have to be in control of the flow. It's natural for people to want to know how you do what you do. If they see you making money, building influence, or creating opportunities, they'll be curious. And some will ask for your secrets. But here's the truth. The moment you give away your exact system, you lose your advantage. If they can copy you, they don't need you anymore. This doesn't mean you can't teach, share ideas, or inspire others. It means you have to decide carefully what you reveal. Show them results. Let them see the proof that what you do works. But keep the details, the real engine of your success, private. Think of it like a magician. The trick only works because the audience doesn't know how it's done. Once they see the method, the magic disappears. Your money-making system works the same way. Protect it. Machiavelli would remind you, power isn't just about what you have. It's about what only you can do. Law 12, give, but attach strings. Generosity can be one of the most powerful tools you have, but only if it's done strategically. When you help someone at the right moment, they don't just remember your kindness. They feel a silent obligation. They might not even realize it, but in the back of their mind, they know they owe you something. This doesn't mean manipulating people in a cruel way. It means understanding that every act of giving creates a connection. You can choose to make that connection strong, long-lasting, and beneficial for both sides. The key is to give rarely enough that it stays special, but meaningfully enough that it can't be forgotten. The favor you do today might open a door for you years later. Machiavelli would see generosity as an investment, not just in goodwill, but in influence. Because people may forget debts, but they almost never forget the person who helped them when it mattered. Law 13, scarcity creates value. People don't value what they can get any time. If something is always available, it's taken for granted, whether it's your time, your attention, or your money. This is why luxury brands can charge so much. They make their products rare. It's why exclusive events feel exciting, because not everyone can get in. You can apply the same principle to your own wealth and resources. If you're too generous too often, people stop appreciating it. But if you give only at the right moments, in the right amounts, you create a sense of importance. They know that when you give, it matters. Machiavelli would tell you, make them wait, make them earn it, make them wonder if it will happen again. Scarcity keeps people coming back, hoping for more. Law 14, turn money into relationships. Money in a bank account is just numbers. It might grow slowly with interest, but by itself, it doesn't bring influence. When you use money to build strong, mutually beneficial relationships, its value multiplies. Help someone achieve a goal. Fund a project that aligns with your interests. Support a person who can open doors for you later. These are not expenses. They're investments in human capital. The people you help become allies. Allies can give you access to opportunities, information, and protection that money alone can't buy. And the more strategic these alliances are, the stronger your network becomes. But there's a key rule. Don't give blindly. Build relationships where both sides benefit, where trust grows over time, and where loyalty is earned, not bought. Machiavelli saw money as a way to plant seeds in the right gardens. The harvest doesn't come immediately, but when it does, it's worth far more than what you put in. Law 15, protect your sources. Your income streams are like wells in the desert. Without them, everything dries up. The more valuable and reliable they are, the more carefully you must guard them. This means keeping some things private. Don't tell everyone where your money really comes from. Don't reveal your most profitable clients, suppliers, or strategies. The more people know, the easier it is for someone to copy you, block you, or take your place. Protecting your sources also means keeping them healthy. If you have a profitable business, reinvest in it. If you have an income-producing asset, maintain it. If you have a valuable skill, keep improving it. A neglected source of wealth is an open invitation for it to disappear. Machiavelli would say, "A fortress is not just stone walls. It's protecting what sustains you from those who would weaken it." Law 16. Use money to buy time. Most people spend money to buy things. The powerful spend money to buy time. Time is the most valuable resource you have. When you have more of it, you can think clearly, make better decisions, and move strategically instead of reacting in panic. This means paying for convenience that frees your schedule, outsourcing work that others can do, and using your resources to escape the constant rush that keeps most people trapped. If you spend all your time just earning money to survive, you can't plan for the future. But when you have time, you can see opportunities others miss and act on them before it's too late. So before you buy another luxury item, ask yourself, will this give me more time, or will it cost me more of it? The Machiavellian answer is clear. Buy time first, comfort second. Law 17. Avoid competing. Create a monopoly. Most people waste their energy fighting over the same opportunities as everyone else, chasing the same jobs, clients, products, or audiences. But when you're in direct competition, you're at the mercy of the same rules as your rivals. You win some, you lose some, and you spend a lot of time defending your position. The real power move is to step out of the crowd and position yourself where you have no competition at all. That's what a monopoly is. Being the only option people have for what you offer. You can do this by creating something unique, by controlling access to key resources, or by positioning yourself in a space no one else thought to claim. When you're the only game in town, you set the prices, the rules, and the pace. Machiavelli would tell you, it's better to be a king in a small kingdom than a soldier in a large army. Law 18. Keep reserves for the right moment. Money saved isn't just for emergencies, it's for opportunity. When others are struggling, desperate, or out of options, the one with reserves has the power to act. You can invest when prices are low, expand when competition is weak, or buy assets when no one else can afford them. Think of your reserves as your war chest. You don't open it every day. You wait until the moment when using it will give you a massive advantage. A moment when your move will change the entire game. And here's the key. If you spend recklessly when things are good, you won't have anything left when it matters most. But if you save with purpose, you'll always have the ability to strike when others are frozen in fear. Machiavelli would say, patience is as much a weapon as speed, if you have the resources to wait for the perfect time to attack. Law 19. Hide power in humility. Sometimes the most powerful person in the room is the one no one suspects. Loud success draws envy, attention, and even enemies. Quiet success moves freely without resistance. When you hide your true strength behind humility, people lower their guard. They underestimate you. They speak freely around you. They reveal things they would never tell someone they see as a threat. This doesn't mean you should pretend to be weak. It means you should let your power speak through actions, not constant display. Machiavelli would say, the dagger hidden in the cloak is far more dangerous than the sword everyone can see. Law 20. Control the story of your wealth. Money is one thing. The story people tell about your money is another, and often it matters more. If people believe your wealth comes from skill and vision, they'll respect you. If they believe it comes from luck, inheritance, or something shady, they'll dismiss you or try to tear you down. You can't control what everyone thinks, but you can guide the narrative. Share just enough to shape the perception. Let them see you as wise, disciplined, and strategic. This way, even your critics will find it hard to deny your capability. Remember, people respond to stories more than facts. Control the story, and you control the influence. Law 21. Outlast everyone. In the end, the greatest power isn't speed, it's endurance. Most people burn out, go broke, or lose focus long before they achieve lasting influence. The one who survives the longest eventually becomes the inevitable winner. This means building your finances to survive storms, keeping reserves for bad times, and never putting yourself in a position where one mistake can destroy you. When others quit, you'll still be standing. When others fade away, your presence will remain. And in a world where everything changes, being the one constant force gives you unmatched authority. Machiavelli's final lesson is this: power belongs to the one who is still in the game when everyone else has left the table. Money is not the throne, it's the sword. It's not the end goal, it's the tool. In weak hands, it buys comfort and distraction. In strong hands, it builds systems, creates loyalty, and shapes the future. If you follow these 21 laws, you won't just have wealth. You'll have the kind of power that moves silently, works invisibly, and lasts for generations. And remember, in the game of money and power, the loud player gets attention, but the quiet player writes the rules.